more I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing.
Jackie. Every single person who does a review of this palette is so going to start by singing Jackie. And you know why? It's because secretly we're all sitting there all the time thinking, damn, I wish that I had a fun intro like that. And we've been just waiting for an excuse, waiting for the day that we can also sing Jackie to open our videos, but it wouldn't usually make sense for everybody except Jackie. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel where I cannot get my hair in order today, okay? Half of it is wavy, half of it is straight. You know what? This channel's not about my hair, it's about makeup, so we're just gonna carry on and we're gonna hope for the best. Today I will be doing 3 looks with the ABH Jackie Aina palette. I purchased this on the pre-launch through Instagram. When I saw it, it became available because I was super excited for it, and I'm super excited to do these looks with it today. I've made myself a triple dirty iced chai latte today, and you know what? If you're not up on your coffee shop lingo, you don't know what that means. Basically what it means is this is a chai latte, and also I'm gonna have a heart attack. So I'm going to be doing 3 looks today as usual, and then at the end I will let you guys know what I think of the palette as a whole, because after doing 3 looks I feel like we get a pretty good idea of how a palette performs. I will timestamp everything in the description down below, so if there's one specific look that you want to jump to, you saw them in the intro and you were like, ooh, number 2, that one's for me, they're listed down below. You can jump to each specific tutorial in the timestamps, and I will also timestamp the review portion if you're just kind of trying to figure out whether this palette is worth your time or not and you want to know my thoughts. This is my first time filming in about a week and a half, and I'm gonna be really real with you guys. I feel a little bit off. I feel off in my makeup skills. I feel off in my ability to speak to the camera. You may not notice that because I'm gonna edit the shit out of this so I sound like a coherent human being, but I just wanted to mention that because if you find me to be less than stellar today, well, my friend, you know what? You should probably go ahead and subscribe because I'm usually better than this. So if you think I'm like pretty okay today, wait till you see me when I've got my shit together, okay? Give me that chance. And if you don't mind taking a tiny little second to do it, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like on this video because it's very helpful to me and I appreciate it very much. Anything else? Is there anything else I need to tell you before we get into these 3 looks? Oh, if you want to know anything else, like the specifics of what I'm using on my skin, on my lips, whatever, I usually mention it in the video, but if you kind of like miss it, or if I don't say it clearly, because sometimes I do that, I will list that and link it in the description as well. I think that is all we need to talk about before we get into it. So let's just roll into it and start with look number 1 with the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. For the first look, let's take a peek on the inside of the palette first. This is what it looks like. Personally, I think this color arrangement is stunning. I also feel like this is a really good assortment of colors for me right now in this moment. It's still giving me color, but it's like good transition to fall vibes, you know what I mean? I'm gonna start by going into the shade Supreme right here. It's this mid-tone rosy pink shade. Picking that up on a BH number 6 brush, and I'm gonna first tap out my concealer because it's creased, but then I'm gonna go through my crease with it. Also, I primed my eyes with my Too Faced Born This Way sculpting concealer because Auntie Jackie herself primed her eyes that way when she did her video, so I'm thinking that probably means that this palette works well with that as a primer. So far, that looks really good. It also reminds me of that dusty pink color that we used from the Sugar Pill Endless Summer collection last week. Very similar in tone. So far, I think this one is performing a bit better though. With a clean blending brush, I'm just gonna tickle out the edge of that, make it real soft, real nice, real good. Cheese and rice, I don't know. Next, I'm gonna go into the shade Wigglies on a NABLA dab and smudge brush. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I feel like we're too far away. I feel like there's too much distance between us. So I'm picking up quite a bit of that color on the brush, and I'm gonna dampen that with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. Ooh. Okay. This red is like super metallic. It reminds me a bit of one that I had from Sugar Pill from like they had like a little quad that came out for Valentine's Day like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It reminds me a bit of that shade. I'm gonna pick up my NABLA pointed crease brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Pinker, which is right here. Just a little bit of like a mauve, deeper matte shade. I'm gonna use that to deepen up the crease just a touch and blend Wigglies into the first shade that we use, which is called Supreme. I forgot the name already and I had to look into the palette because you know what? It's been a long week, you guys. All right, I put some concealer underneath my eyes and I powdered. I also used the ABH loose powder that I reviewed last week. I love this powder. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I'm gonna take my NABLA pointed crease brush and go back into Supreme again. And I'm gonna sweep that underneath my lower lash line, just kind of roughly for now. It's just gonna be like a transition shade for this all to blend out into. Bring that up right around the outside to the top as well. I'm gonna pick up my NABLA lash line smudger brush and go back into Wigglies. And I'm gonna use that to push that color right under my lower lash line, and then we're just gonna blend it out into the pink we already put down. Picking up a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Sponsored, and you're gonna be like, what the hell are you thinking, Nicole? Don't put that there. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go with Sponsored Dry first. It looks real creamy, so I don't think that we need to wet it. See if this sponsorship is disclosed or not. Oof, that color. The shimmers in this palette so far are fantastic. Okay, wow. With that one in particular, I did get a bit of fallout, but that's the first fallout that I've seen so far, really, like in a significant way. So not too sure. On that same pencil brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Trust Issues. And I'm gonna pop that on the inner corner right over that darker green, so we kind of like pop it and brighten the whole thing up. Give it more of like that beta fish effect. I feel like I need to open this eye up and like wake my face up just a little bit. So I'm gonna pick up my Tarte Fake Awake pencil, appropriately named for what I just explained, and I am going to run that through my waterline. I'm also gonna just grab Wigglies again in a second and run it back over the lid because I think I got some of that green shade Sponsored a little too far over. They're going to skip lashes today because I do still have such a large amount of my lash extensions intact. I'm just gonna leave it be. So I'm gonna add a little bit of mascara and then we'll carry on. Probably put a lip with this because you know that's how you finish a look. After I put on my mascara and finish this eye, I'm thinking that playing up the greenness of Sponsored and Trust Issues on the inner corner, kind of the crease area over here, which I really like this in person. I hope it's picking up on camera as pretty as it is in real life because it's just like really, I don't know, it's just duochrome goodness. But I'm gonna grab a little bit of Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the color Stage Dive, and I'm gonna put that just right in that area and then blend it out with a brush. So I feel like it's really gonna just add that little extra something to this. So to finish off this look, I want to play into the red tone, and I also want to add a little crispness and structure to this look because the colors are very shimmery, blended out. There's not a lot of structure on the eye, especially since I'm not wearing strip lashes today. So we're gonna create that structure on the lip to balance the look. I'm always trying to balance my look, you know what I mean? I think a good color to accomplish this today, because I find this to be a very unique and flattering red. I don't even know if they make this anymore. It may have been a limited edition color, but this is Strawberry from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The color itself is one of my favorite red liquid lipsticks of all time. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the ABH liquid lipstick formula. I used to be, like back in the day, I used to think it was like the best shit on earth, but I don't know, man. I just don't, it's a little too dry for me nowadays, but sometimes the color is so good that I'll just suck it up and deal. And this is one of those colors. And this is the first look. For look number 2, I think I'm going to dip into some of the more neutral tones in here, but I don't think I'm going to keep the look entirely neutral. And I think I want to do a little bit more structure in this one. So I think we're going to do a cut crease. I'm going to begin by going into the shade Edges. Again, I'm going to start with my BH number 6 brush. I do find this to be a really good crease brush. I noticed that a lot of people were saying that they found that there wasn't a transition shade in here light enough for them. Personally, I find that you can really get a transition with just about anything if you are patient enough with your blend. Personally, for me, this is like not that out of the ordinary for something for me to put in my crease area. The key is to put it down and kind of blend as you go, but then also blend the edge out with a clean brush after so that it spreads the shade out and then you're not adding extra color and like extending the placement of it so much. I'm gonna pick up my NABLA pointed crease brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Credit, which is a deep, rich, like coffee brown. I'm gonna put that through my crease. I'm gonna pick up my Sigma E36 brush and go back into Credit again and continue deepening up that crease. This is just a really good concentrated little brush for the crease area, so it helps to build up that shade. Next, I'm going to grab my NABLA Cut Crease Maker and I am going to take a little bit of the Kat Von D Lock Concealer. This is Neutral L11. It's a very, very light shade and it works very well for cutting the crease in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to be using. Now that the crease is cut, I'm gonna use the same NABLA Cut Crease Maker brush and I'm gonna use the shade Zam because it looks really bright and I think it'll be very pretty on the inner portion of this cut crease. And I'm gonna try that first without wetting it and then we'll see how it goes. Just gonna push that right where we put that concealer down. Okay, that's really foiled and I don't think we need to wet it at all, so I am going to opt not to. I'm gonna go back into a little bit of Wiggleze. On that same cut crease brush, I just wiped it off on my little color switch sponge in between. And I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid, but not all the way across the whole center. Next to that, I'm gonna go into a little bit of Shookington. Dip back and forth between the two shades to blend them together. I'm gonna go into the shade Lituation, which is over here. This kind of has a little bit of like a purpley undertone, but it's more of like a pewter shade, so I think it'll be a good way to move from that purple to the brown. And I'm gonna go back into Credit and re-darken the outer area with that. Okay, I have some powder underneath my eyes because I felt like I needed to clean things up a little bit. While this sits for just a second, I'm going to do the color in my waterline. I'm going to use the color 1999 from Urban Decay. I'm going to brush away this excess powder and then we will smoke out the lower lash line. On our beloved NABLA pointed crease brush, I'm going to go into the matte purple shade right here called Big Wig. And I am going to start smoking out my lower lash line with that. And blend the edge of that out with a clean blending brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit more Zam on a pencil brush and I'm going to drag that right under the lower lashes on the inner corner just to brighten that up and blend that right into that purple. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other eye. I'm going to add some mascara, finish up the skin, and then we'll add a lip. For the lip, I'm thinking a deeper nude shade would be really nice. So I'm going to pick up my Kat Von D Lolita lip pencil, a classic, and I'm going to top that with the ColourPop So Juicy gloss in the color She's Here, just in the center. So we get like a little bit grainy, a little bit of juicy deliciousness in the middle. Get the mauve-y undertones from the Lolita. Ooh, it should come together just delightfully. And this is the second look. For look number 3, I feel like I'm ready for like a 2014, 2015 makeup moment. Cool tones, maybe a white winged liner. That shit was so poppin' back then, and none of us wear that anymore. But you know what? I still like it. I know I just said cool tones, but we're starting with a warm tone. I'm gonna go into the shade Ginger on my BH number 6 brush. Just gonna pick up a clean blending brush. This is just like a random one that I got in some beauty box. Any clean blending brush will do. I'm just blending the top edge of that toward my brow. I didn't pack that super evenly through my crease area, but that doesn't matter because we're going to go over that with other shades anyway. On a Real Techniques shading brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Lituation. Honestly, I used to live for shades like this, like live for them. And then one day, warm tones just became the name of the game, and I never. I'm taking Lituation and I am packing it over the entirety of my lid. I love that shade. Damn, that's pretty. I used a little bit of this shade in the last look, but like literally like this the smallest amount. I'm gonna pick up my MAC 221S brush. I'm gonna go into Credit. And I'm gonna put that through the crease where Lituation meets with Ginger. That'll deepen the crease up for us a little bit and give us some shape, but also help to bridge the gap between that dark shimmer and the lighter transition matte shade. I like that shade a lot. Delicious. I wiped away any fallout that was underneath my eyes. I have been getting a little touch of fallout, but nothing crazy. I just wanted to get rid of it now because I'm gonna take this off and then do my under eyes anyway, because I always like to do my under eyes after I do my winged liner. So that is what we're going to do next. I want to add a white winged liner. Oh, I also added just a really skinny line of black liner right at my lashes to help the lashes look more solid. Since I'm not using strip lashes, I find that that makes the whole look more polished and structured. So I do want to add a white liner to this, but I don't think I want to do a full liner. I think I want to do just like an outer half white liner, if that makes sense. We'll see how it goes. If I put it on and it looks like caca-doo-doo, I'm gonna fix it and just add the whole rest of the thing. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Vivid Liner in the color Wet T-shirt. Okay, this white liner was a whole struggle today, but I did it, and it's like not the worst eyeliner of my life. It's not the best eyeliner of my life either, if I'm being fully honest, but it's not the worst. And you know, some days, can we really ask for more than that? No, I don't think we can. I am going to put some white in the waterline as well. I am going to use my Kat Von D Super Brow in the color Walnut. This is one of my favorite waterline gel liners. I know this isn't a gel liner, it's supposed to be a brow pomade, but it works amazing as a gel liner, as a base, as a lot of different things, to be quite frank. And I'm just going to paint that into my waterline with a little brush. I'm gonna pick up this MAC pencil brush and go back into the shade Ginger, put that on my lower lash line, and I'm gonna sweep that up underneath that white liner just a little bit. Next, on a Luxie 141 mini brush, I'm gonna go back into the shade Zam. This time I'm going to wet that with a little bit of Fix Plus, pop that on my inner corner, and sweep it under the portion of the lower lash line that we left blank. For the lip, I feel like to go along with this cool tone goodness, I'm gonna pair this with a berry shade. So I'm gonna start by lining my lips with the Kat Von D pencil in the color Por Vida. And then I'm going to fill that in with the MAC Love Me lipstick in the color Joie de Vivre. If you have not seen my swatch video of these lipsticks, I absolutely love this new MAC formula, and I've been wearing it pretty much nonstop since I got this package. So I'm gonna use it today. It's gonna be juicy, it's gonna be good, we're gonna love it, everybody's gonna have a good time. Let's start with the obvious, the packaging. This packaging is absolutely stunning. I always appreciate the sleekness and the lack of bulk in these ABH palettes, but my big gripe with them is usually that they're like that soft velvet outer exterior, and they get so goddamn dirty so fast, and I hate it. This, however, first of all, duochrome, little snake print action. It's a little bit extra, but like not so much that it's obnoxious. It's easy to wipe clean. It's well designed. It's not over the top, but it's like a little special. I am into it. I'm a big fan. The formula of the shadows. Now, if you've been paying attention, if you watch my 3 looks videos often, a lot of times when I work with the most recent ABH palettes, and by most recent, I mean like from Subculture on, I have had some serious issues with the darker shades being patchy when I put them on, regardless of what I prime with. I have had a lot of trouble blending them out, specifically the matte shades. This palette, I had absolutely zero issues blending anything. This is, in my opinion, formula-wise, their best palette since Modern Renaissance. I know Modern Renaissance is like the benchmark holy grail where our love affair began with ABH as a brand, so it's a bold thing to say, but this reminds me pretty much, maybe even better than the Modern Renaissance. The shimmers in this palette are absolutely beautiful. They are very buttery. They are very pigmented. They are very foiled looking. I did notice yesterday that the shades that I had on my lid did crease a little bit before I was even able to take a picture of them, but I think that might have been because I had a little bit of a watery eye situation going on yesterday, nothing too crazy, but they were a little bit watery, and also I had layered a whole bunch of them over each other trying to blend the shades together next to each other, so it may have been that, but I did just tap it out with my finger after I noticed it and then moved on and went about my day and wore that for several hours, and I didn't see any further issues, so I think it might have just been like a little circumstantial situation. Overall, this is one of my favorite ABH palettes that I have used in a long time. I really like it. I think it's very representative of Jackie, her style, her personality, her fashion sense, everything. I think they did a really good job representing her as a person in this palette, which I always appreciate when it comes to collabs. I do have to say that I don't think that the looks that I did in this video were necessarily the cleanest looks I've ever done, but that is more of a me problem than a problem with this palette, because like I said, I didn't really find any performance issues with this whatsoever. This is my first time sitting down and doing makeup again in like a week and a half, and I always find that I am not on my A game if I don't do it all the time. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this palette. Did you pick it up? What did you think? Do you like it? Do you like the color story? Tell me all about it. I want to hear what your thoughts are. I always do. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you don't mind taking a second to do so, because it is very helpful to me and I always appreciate it. And if you are new around here, hello, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you around for more videos. There's a whole plethora of them coming in the near future. There always is. I never really stop making videos, so I don't know why I have to specify that, but just in case you're new around here, they never stop. They're always coming. There's just so much more for you to drink in here on this makeup channel. If you'd like to keep up with me between videos, if you'd like to see some other posts of like more artistic makeup, if you want to see behind the scenes, PR unboxing, take part in polls about what's going on here on this channel, come follow me over on Instagram. I am at Miss Quinface over there, and I would love to have you be part of that little family as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful or informative or entertaining or something. I hope something good came out of it for you. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one.